What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And this one, I'm continuing to show you how to make Bendy and the Ink Machine Chapter 1 in Minecraft. This is part 7, and in this one, we're going to be finishing off this area over here, this little Easter egg, along with getting, like, the entire hallway laid out for the next area, which is just the rest of the map, almost. I mean, not quite, but it basically is. It's just, like, all of this. That's really all, though. So, with that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Alright, so you want to be back in the employee lounge area for this next part, because we're going to be finishing off over here where we kind of sort of started last part, but didn't really get, like, anywhere at all. So I want to start by, I think, finishing off this top area, and then we'll just do the bottom area, and it really shouldn't be that long. I don't even think it'll take the whole part, although I guess that would have been probably specified in the intro regardless. But you want to start by getting out for this area. Chiseled bookshelves, stripped oak wood, beehives, stripped jungle wood, mud brick walls, I guess, oak trap doors, ochre frog lights would be also logical, oak planks, but I don't think you need slabs. I'm trying to figure that one out as I'm staring at this blankly. Yeah, that seems right. And structure voids, I suppose. I don't really know. I'm kind of just like, do whatever. So, we should have a fairly obvious floor marked out here. You just want to place 2 rows of chiseled bookshelves kind of above it and going just around. Obviously, again, they'll face out. And yeah, it's really just the area we have at the end of this hallway here. Which, really just the entire area I've marked out. Which worked nicely. You should have this. You'll then place 2 rows of stripped oak wood on top of it. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I guess I am for the most part. I don't really have anything to complain about. Which is a positive. Nice. Beehive should be facing the same direction, however we do have a stripped jungle wood pillar, which is just 4 blocks away from the one we have at the beginning here. So, which way do these face? That way. So I'm going to just place 4 beehives, and then I'll place the stripped jungle wood, and it should be 4 again, I think, yeah. And that should be correct. In case you guys want to be annoyed by this, the doorway does not line up with the strip jungle. It's a block off for some reason. So yeah, there's that. In case anybody wanted to be mildly infuriated today, you now have a reason. We're just gonna kind of sweep our way through this hallway, I think. So, okay, by me. On the left row, like the 2 rows that are open, you want to place oak trap doors like a block above the floor, a block above where the oak slabs are, but they want to extend one forward on the right. The left one does not want to go on top of this oak stair. It'll be more apparent later. And then at the back row, you can just kind of go over the slabs. I'm probably going to have to restart my Minecraft, aren't I? Because you know how Minecraft is. No, it's an actual miracle. It showed up again for me. Yeah, so you should have this. From the front here, yeah, usually it, for some reason, doesn't show up anymore if I get disconnected on a LAN server, so I have to restart my entire game for it to work. Anyway, on the right side, you want to take the first oak plank. I guess it's technically an upside down oak side, but it's this one right here. You want to bring it up with an oak plank. You're then going to go up diagonally left 1, up diagonally left 1. A row behind that, you want to head to the left, and this trapdoor you're going to break and replace with an oak plank. I have to crouch to place that off the trapdoor, but you can just go off the wall. You'll then go up diagonally right by 3, and it should connect into the top corner. Before we do anything else, head inside and turn around to look at the kind of area we just came from, and you're going to be looking at this doorway. The full right row of mud brick walls, you're placing oak trapdoors open up against the back of. You're taking the one at eye level and extending it left with a trapdoor. You're going to have to crouch place again. You're going to then go up diagonally left 1 and left 1. I did it inverted just because it's easier to place off the wall originally, but it doesn't actually matter. The other doorway is on the first row of beehives just before this 2x2 gap. It's the same doorway where you're placing mud brick walls on the left, right, and top, and then placing structure voids at the bottom row and top row from there, inside. Take the left side of this if you're looking at it now. And this mud brick wall, you'll place an oak trap door open up against. You'll then go up diagonally, right one, and up one. Again, I'll start with the top one because it's easier to place than... I guess I could have just placed off the structure void, huh? Yeah, that would have been easier. Whatever, it doesn't matter. You can see that. You can't see the structure void. There we go. That's my copium. So, for this hole, I'm gonna maybe tell you to do this different than I did. And I'll explain why. You probably want to place placeholders at the back half of this hole, and then place oak trapdoors on them opened up against the, like, back half of the block. I just placed another row on top. What I would recommend doing is placing placeholders behind those trapdoors, and then going up against the wall and looking back towards the entrance of the hallway. I'll then place oak trapdoors opened up against the front of that block, and that just makes it look like it's slanted back a little bit. I just made it flat originally, but I do think this is better, and I'm not changing it now because, well, MHH is released, so... I mean, I'll probably end up changing it for update, too, because I also realized that I haven't changed the 2 other errors that I found, which is great. In the ceiling, you'll take the top right-hand beehive and count 4 diagonally left by 1. Replace it with an ochre frog leg with an oak trapdoor underneath. Plop your structure voids in your inventory so you have them for later, but we don't need them for a little bit. And get out oak signs, and... from the top right-hand block of the back wall, you want to count down diagonally left by 1. Oak sign there. Count down a line in all caps for this whole sign. You're typing danger. Down a line again. Keep out. And it should look like that. What does that say? I have to make... I'm going to make that joke every time we have a sign that says that. Just so you guys are mentally or physically prepared for that. Yeah, it's happening. So, the rest of this area is pretty simple, honestly. I'm going to say clear your inventory, even though we do need a lot of those materials again, because it's just going to be easier, I think, to start fresh. You want to start by getting out oak planks. Oak stairs. I can't do this sometimes. Oak slabs. Oak trap doors. Chiseled bookshelves. Hopefully we'll have enough. Or something like that. Stripped jungle wood. Stripped oak wood, beehives, and hallelujah, where the hell are beehives? There we go. Block of coal, and that should finish off everything but the very end of this. Yeah, oh, I don't have the number for that? Oh man, that's fine, whatever. So, from the end of this, you want to look towards the open sky, and we're going to take the stripped jungle wood on the right here. You want to extend this to the right, which is just towards that way, kind of like almost to where you're going in front of the entrance. You want to extend it that direction with 6 oak planks, upward facing strip jungle wood, 4 oak planks, just for the framing and the all intensive purposes. You're going to place another upward facing strip jungle, and then you're extending it back with 4 oak planks, upward facing strip jungle, again, kind of not necessarily, and then you're going left from that with 4 oak planks again, upward facing strip jungle wood, 6 oak planks, upward facing strip jungle wood. Wow, that's so cool. 4 chiseled bookshelves, again an unnecessary strip jungle wood, and then you'll connect back to the one just in front of you with what should be 4 chiseled bookshelves. Don't face them in like I almost just did. I don't know where that came from. You should have this. Extend the chiseled bookshelves specifically, well, actually, yeah, no, extend the chiseled bookshelves up with 3 stripped oak wood. The other 2 materials we have here, you're bringing up with 3 of their respective material, which is either oak planks or stripped jungle wood. You don't really need the corners. I might add them just because funny, but, you know, it's not entirely required if either you're having a problem with or not inventory, but like if you're doing this in survival or something, or if you just don't feel like placing extra blocks. But yeah, I just kind of add them because I do think it kind of is a good idea, at least now. I wasn't originally, but like I do realize we're kind of being inconsistent with those kinds of things, but it doesn't matter all that much. You can fill in the ceiling with beehives that are facing the same direction as these beehives here, which I want to say was this way. But I could be wrong on that. No, I'm correct. I'm always correct. Obviously, I'm never wrong. Not actually. That's far from the truth. It's okay to be wrong every once in a while. Unless you're me, of course. Anyway, you should have this. The amount of times I've messed up in a tutorial, though, does just prove I'm wrong sometimes, at least. I can't be too cocky. Okay, why did I place these chisel bookshelves like this? You know what? Whatever. I just noticed that from the other side. I was like, oh, I guess I just placed them the way that I just did there, but whatever. Bring the oak planks, kind of just basically back until they fill in this area. You don't want to fill in the whole area. You just want to go to the end of this straightaway part. And then you'll actually go that way with one row of planks, which will just be between the strip jungle wood there. You're going to take the, I guess the end oak planks and bring them out or to the right with an oak stair, or an oak stair and either one facing towards each other. You'll then place an oak trapdoor open up against where the walls would be. They don't actually exist. And then if you press whatever your crouch button is and your fly button at the same time, or like jump button, you can, if you're holding these two, you should just kind of stay level in the air, and you can just place an oak trapdoor under these oak trapdoors rather than having to do anything else. Outside of that, you're placing an oak stair. You will probably need to do some placeholders because it is going to try to make it upside down. And then you want to repeat that. Well, you want to do the oak trapdoor again with the one under it. And then you want to repeat essentially 2 more stairs. You don't want the final trapdoor. So, like, I'll show you what I mean here. I'm going to do it actually like this. And then you want to essentially be there. You want 4 stairs and 3 trapdoors on either side. It is technically 8 and 6 in total, if that particularly matters to you at all. I just like to throw in all potential variables, you know, in numbers. Connect the, I guess, upside down oak trapdoors together. I never called them that, even though they are technically upside down. And then connect the oak stairs together with oak slabs. Like, I really should just be like, okay, yeah, the upside down oak trapdoors, because it's literally just, that's what they are. Like, I don't know. Anyway, you should have this. It's a staircase. Cool. The strip jungle pillars you can extend down by 4. And it should end up in line with the oak stairs here at the end. And these corners, again, you technically don't need, but it is nice to have them. Pretend like you are the staircase, whatever that even means. And you want to take the opening on the left, the, like, back left here. And you want to just place strip jungle wood at the top here, sideways, connecting the pillars together. The back one, this one here, is just oak planks extending all the way down. The rest, which kind of includes under the stairs. Well, I guess it does, yeah. We're just going to say yes. You want to bring all the oak planks down with 3 stripped oak wood and then chiseled bookshelves facing out. You don't want to make that mistake that I've done like 4 times. Leave the strip jungle alone, obviously, and don't go under, like, at the actual back of the stairs. You're just going kind of here at the sides. The back of the stairs is, I guess, a little different. Nice. Should have this. I don't know if I even went far enough. You want to take the row of oak planks, like, before the stairs, which if you go to the underside, you should have this row. Okay, no, I didn't go far enough on this side. You should have this row, like the trapdoors, and then you'll be the second row over, which is the plank row. You can actually press your block pick, and if you get planks, and you're correct. If you get slabs or stairs, and you're on the wrong row. And you just bring these down with 4 stripped oak wood, or 3, I guess, to the same level down. Fill in the floor with oak planks. There is no lighting in here. I mean, there's lighting in the game because the lighting in Ink Machine is literal garbage. I'm sorry if you like Ink Machine. It's just true. But yeah, and I will fill under the, like, kind of doorway-ish thing here. But yeah, they're just, the lighting doesn't really exist. Like, it does, but it doesn't. Okay, so it's time for some block for block stuff. If you take the left row strip jungle, if you're looking at the opening, you want to take the bottom 2 strip jungles and extend them back with a block of coal. Top one will be an oak plank. Next row going back is just a full row of 3 block of coal. Right side, first row is just a row of 3 oak planks. Next row back, bottom is oak plank, top 2 is block of coal. For the floor, you're going left to right. The first row is just entirely oak planks. And then this row is block of coal, oak planks, 2 block of coal. Ceiling beehive should be facing the same way as they have been for this particular section. First row is just all beehives. And the next one is, if you're going left to right the same way we did the floor, it's actually the same as the floor. It's just block of coal and then it's a beehive instead of an oak plank. And then 2 block of coal. Nice. As for the wall itself, there's no ink on it for some reason. It kind of just defies the laws. I don't know. You want to place a chiseled bookshelf kind of like diagonally out, just like so. Kind of for the wall. You'll place a stripped oak wood on top of either, and then a sideways stripped jungle wood on top of that, and you can actually bring that all the way across to give you a 2x2 doorway. You'll place oak trap doors opened up against the left and right of the doorway just to give you this. This wall might have actually been inked a little bit, but I didn't because, yeah. So beyond the doorway, I'm going to do math instead of actually counting this. You can place block of coal in the doorway. And then you want to go with an additional 29 block of coal out from that. Just like so. You'll bring the bottom 2 layers of the wall back, along with the middle 2 stripped jungle wood to the same distance. And yeah, so this is an Easter egg, as I mentioned. It's if you beat the game, I think you have to do a couple things. It's like, one of them is, I know, beat the game without dying, and I know there's something, I think there's something else, but I forget what it is. And it'll, like, teleport you to a black and white version of the game. I was not going through the process of making all that, I'm gonna be honest. Like, if you really want to, then by all means do it. But yeah, anyway, you should have this. Just because I could rough this up a little bit, and when I say that, I mean I took areas and I punched out the block of coal and pushed it, like, out a layer. And, like, I'll kind of show you, like, this, maybe? Kind of hard to see because block of coal is dark, but like that. And then I had some areas where it pushed in a little bit. You just want to make sure you can still walk through it entirely, and that when you look from here, you see at least some bit of the opening. You don't have to see it all. Just as long as you can see a portion of it, then you're fine. And yeah, just kind of do it as much or as little as you want. Just do keep in mind that obviously you would like to be able to walk through here without going through the 12 stages of grief trying to jump over every hole. But yeah, so just that's really the only thing I would keep in mind. And at the very end, you can get rid of whatever and get out ochre frog lights, because you want to place ochre frog lights here at the end. I'm going to get rid of the block of coal. I actually advise doing the same, because we're probably not even going to clear inventory for the next area. I feel like that doesn't particularly seem like something we have to do. But anyway, you should have that, and yeah, again, you could even rough it up at the very end, so that isn't particularly a circle, but yeah, like, I might... I already got rid of the block of coal, so it's fine. But just kind of look at it and change it as you will. There's no right or wrong way to do it. You could even use skulk veins if you want to texture it a little bit more. Although, I don't think skulk veins emit light. That's... I realized the other day amethyst crystals do, which is kind of weird. But yeah. We're going to just chill with our current inventory set. I think we might get rid of the ochre frog lights, though. But yeah, just find your way out of here. I'm going to actually use the hole. And you should be able to just walk through here. Like, if you're here, you just jump over the right and then kind of just swerve your way around to the left. And yeah, you should be able to get out. And then leave the lounge room. And we're going to start this hallway. We might just lay out the whole thing and then worry about the detailing and stuff in the next part. I feel like that makes enough sense to my brain. And, you know, if it does, then we might as well go that way. Yeah, I'm gonna say get rid of the ochre frog lights and get out oak doors, because I would love to be able to place the doors as we go about doing this. So if you're looking towards the opening, I want to go right first, because I know right is less stuff. And you want to take this strip jungle and extend it back with another upward-facing strip jungle. You're then going to place 3 chiseled bookshelves. I'm going to crouch place these and have them just facing, like, within the wall, because I think that makes more sense. Strip jungle wood facing up. 4 chiseled bookshelves. Strip jungle wood facing up. You're then going to go right, which is kind of towards the ink machine room. And you want to place a chiseled bookshelf. I'm going to face this one not into the wall, because there's an oak door next. Place an oak plank down in the floor with an oak door on it, and the handle should face into that chiseled bookshelf. In addition, we will do this as we go for the doors that need it. You want to just block off this door with oak planks from the back. You cannot access this. Extend this door to the right with 5 chiseled bookshelves, right? No, 6. I apologize. 6, not 5. I am bad at math, apparently. You'll then place an upward-facing strip jungle wood at the end. We'll be doing that now just because. Extend back with 4 oak planks, and then a strip jungle wood facing up. Then extend right with 4 chiseled bookshelves. Strip jungle wood facing up. 4 chiseled bookshelves. Strip jungle wood facing up. 4 chiseled bookshelves. And a strip jungle wood facing up. You'll then extend forward with 4 oak planks and a strip jungle wood facing up. Then extend right with 4 chiseled bookshelves. Guess what? A strip jungle wood facing up. I'm just going to start saying strip jungle rather than the facing up part, because you should get that at this point, hopefully. And then we're going to go 4 more chiseled bookshelves. And another strip jungle wood. From that end one, you can go back and place 4 oak planks in the floor, and then behind that, a strip jungle wood that is not in the floor. You're then extending left with 4 chiseled bookshelves and a strip jungle wood facing up. My bad, I said it again. Extend back from there with an oak slab, 3 chiseled bookshelves, stripped jungle wood, 4 oak planks, and then another stripped jungle wood. You're going to extend that strip jungle wood left in the floor with 4 sideways strip jungle wood, and then you'll place another beyond that that's not in the floor, like so. This is a change in floor texture you'll worry about that later. It's not really a concern. 4 chiseled bookshelves extending forward then from that strip jungle, and then another strip jungle at the end. And you can just check you're 4 blocks away from that strip jungle right there. I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to have strip jungle in my dreams tonight, and chiseled bookshelves. You're then going to extend left with 4 chiseled bookshelves. Stripped jungle. 4 chiseled bookshelves. Stripped jungle. 4 chiseled bookshelves. Stripped jungle. Hold on, I'm not there. Oh, I almost dropped my controller too trying to get there. You're going to then place, I want to say, is it 8? Yeah, 8 chiseled bookshelves. I want to say a stripped jungle. Let me confirm, maybe? No, we're going to go with an oak plank, and you'll understand this later. It's not important yet again. And then you'll go forward with 4 oak planks, and then a stripped jungle for real this time. You should be 4 blocks away from that one right there. I'll actually explain this. This oak plank corner is because this wall is not consistent textured on both sides, and the strip jungle should be beyond this, based on the way that it lined up with something, I forget. I think it's the other room, but yeah, that's why it's 5 rather than 4. You're extending the strip jungle here left with a chiseled bookshelf. This one needs to face into the strip jungle, because left of that, you want an oak plank in the floor with an oak door on top of it, and the handle should face away from that chiseled bookshelf. You'll then go left with 6 chiseled bookshelves, strip jungle, and then go back from that with 2 chiseled bookshelves. I'd recommend having them face into each other. And then behind that, you want an oak plank in the floor with an oak door on top of it, facing into those chiseled bookshelves with the handle. You'll then go back with 3 chiseled bookshelves, oak plank in the floor with an oak door on top of it. Handle should face the same way. And this one you can block off with oak planks. That one's a closet. This one is nothing. You're then going to keep going back with 2 chiseled bookshelves, and we're going to just place a strip jungle. You'll then extend left with 4 chiseled bookshelves, and again a strip jungle. That one just switched directions like twice. That was weird. And then extend forward with 4 chiseled bookshelves and a strip jungle. This is always fairly long, so do be ready. You want to go left with 3 chiseled bookshelves, strip jungle, chiseled bookshelf, oak slab, 2 chiseled bookshelves, strip jungle wood. Go back with 4 oak planks, strip jungle wood, 4 chiseled bookshelves, strip jungle wood, 2 chiseled bookshelves, and then you want an oak plank in the floor beyond that with a door on top of it, and the handle should face into those chiseled bookshelves. And this one you can block off. Then place another chiseled bookshelf, strip jungle wood, 4 oak planks, strip jungle wood, and then you'll extend right or kind of towards that doorway over there with a chiseled bookshelf, strip jungle wood, chiseled bookshelf, strip jungle wood. From that one there, you will go back with 4 oak planks in the floor, and then a strip jungle wood behind that is not in the floor. You'll extend the strip jungle left with a chiseled bookshelf, stripped jungle, chiseled bookshelf, and stripped jungle. I had to make sure that was the third one. Chiseled bookshelf, oak slab, 2 chiseled bookshelves, stripped jungle, and then you can extend back forward or just like towards that oak door there with 2 chiseled bookshelves, stripped jungle, 4 chiseled bookshelves, which I would like facing into each other, preferably. And then an oak plank in the floor with an oak door on it with the handle facing away from those chiseled bookshelves. You then want 6 chiseled bookshelves, strip jungle, then 6 chiseled bookshelves again. I cannot count to 6 right now. And then oak slab, 2 chiseled bookshelves, and then a stripped jungle. You'll then extend forward still with 4 chiseled bookshelves and a stripped jungle. Now you will head right with 4 chiseled bookshelves, stripped jungle, and then 8 chiseled bookshelves, stripped jungle, then go forward with a chiseled bookshelf, oak slab, 2 chiseled bookshelves, stripped jungle. Oopsies, that's fantastic. I'm so good. And then you will extend right with 8 chiseled bookshelves, then a stripped jungle, and then you will go forward with 6 chiseled bookshelves, an oak slab, a chiseled bookshelf, and then an upward facing stripped jungle. And that is the hallway. That's the rest of the hallways. Other than, I guess, like, down in the section we fall through. But we're not worried about that just yet. I would recommend starting by filling in the entire floor with oak planks. Everything should be boxed in, hopefully, so it should be fairly easy to go about just kind of running around doing this. This is a kind of wild area shape-wise, but that's not particularly a problem. So yeah, I think we're going to focus on finishing this hallway, and then we'll kind of start doing the connecting rooms, and... yeah, it shouldn't be too much longer. What part number are we even on? It's 7, right? I'm not crazy to say 7. I genuinely don't know. I just know it's an odd number, but I don't know if it's 7, 9, 5. Like, I'm pretty sure it's 7. I don't keep that much track. Sometimes I do, but right now is not one of those times, so... did we need the oak trap doors, or did we just keep them for fun? Like, I'm genuinely wondering if there's a reason I kept them. I don't really think there would be, no. I just kind of wanted to, that's good. But yeah. Yeah, I think we'll get, like, the layout of this hallway done, and then hopefully next part it'll be furnishing it and then doing the room over there, like, the furthest out one. And then we'll just kind of work our way through from that side and knock off each room. I think that's reasonable. I can kind of think that's a logical way to do it. And then it's the down area. Down area should be a little bit annoying, but it's not going to be the worst. Like, there's absolutely worse areas to bake. To bake? Yes, to bake. We're baking now. Bendy in the oven machine. I don't think you need to put machine after oven. Bendy in the washing machine? That doesn't make sense. You should have this anyway. Not that the oven makes any more sense, but that's besides the point. So, we want to do the thingies again. You can get rid of your oak trap doors, chiseled bookshelves, and oak doors, and get out black concrete, oak signs, and barriers. Hopefully that should tell you more of what I mean by the things. We want to do all of the oak slabs, and I don't believe there's any exceptions to this. And I don't believe so. Obviously, some have strip jungle and stuff, but it's just the same thing that we have been doing, to where I'm gonna take this one first as my example, and I'm gonna take the chisel bookshelf to the left of the oak slab, and I'll place an offset on oak stair on it facing right. I'll take the one to the right and extend it up with 2 stripped oak wood. Extend the top stripped oak wood left with an offset on oak stair facing left, and then I'll place a stripped oak wood here to block it off. I'll fill in the back of it with black concrete. place a barrier in the dead center, and off of the barrier and 2 upside down stairs, I'll place oak signs. I'll, in addition, take that middle row of signs and extend it right an additional one, and you should have this. You could also place one there if you wanted, but I just feel like that's too many signs. I wanted to have a little bit of it open. And yeah, so yeah, you want to do that a bunch of times. If you want to bring things up as you're doing this and not really worry about it, that's fine. The next step will be bringing up the walls, I think, so it doesn't really matter, but I wouldn't go over. And I might advise staying off of the stripped jungle. Okay, I actually didn't on this one, so it doesn't really matter, but maybe you do, maybe you don't, it's up to you. It's just kind of something you should think about at the very least. And yeah. Anything else to say as I'm doing this? Not really. I guess this is a good point to say, if everybody enjoys this build, feel free to leave a comment asking for Chapter 2. Or if you see somebody who made a comment about it, I don't know, like the comment or whatever, so, you know, because I would love some positive feedback on that as a concept, because I've been kind of putting off starting it until I knew how people enjoyed this tutorial, and I feel like this far in is a very good point to kind of start getting prepared for that as a prospect. But yeah. Or say you hate it and it sucks. That's also an option. Might hurt my feelings a little bit, but that's okay. It is still in the oopsies. It is still in the list of options, so that should be all of them. I'll remember more about that in a second. Yep, that's all of them. Same drill as always, you should know. I'm going to put the barriers away right now so don't accidentally delete them. Each stripped jungle wood and oak plank is brought up by 3, and each chiseled bookshelf is brought up with 3 stripped oak wood. And yeah, but I do always like feedback. Obviously, constructive criticism is better than just bullying, but regardless, you know, obviously, if you guys ever have any feedback on the way I style something or whatever, then feel free to let me know. I do generally like the way that I build. I don't have complaints with it, and it's not something that I'd be like, yeah, I should change everything. But, you know, I do always like feedback on video length, style, whatever. I do definitely personally like the 40-minute tutorial parts better because it allows me to have more videos in general and get more content out of the same thing, just because, you know, then I don't have to be building like a billion things. Because, like, if I were to do this in the other style, it probably would be, like, 1.5 parts, and, you know, that takes the video count in more than half down, so. You know. Anything is always welcome. Just, again, as I do mention, I do try to be a little bit kind with it, especially if you're asking about something like Poppy Playtime Chapter 3. I do realize it has been started now, but, you know, at the same time, still, it is the point of, like, you know, just I have a system for most things, and I do like that to be the way that it is, especially with the membership stuff. Like, most big tutorials, if not all big tutorials, are going to become public. Pretty much multi-parters are always going to be public. I think if there were to be an exception, it would be neighbor_3. I'm debating making that members only, but I'm not really sure yet. And I might do some stuff members only, I'm not really sure. Because I was debating doing some stuff members only, and then just, like, what am I trying to say here? I love words. Doing, like, stuff members only, and instead of doing, like, you know, the longer parts for them, like if I were to do Hello Neighbor or whatever, like Act 3, obviously that is already public, but I'm just going to use that as my example because it's a longer tutorial. If I were to do that as members, instead of doing it like, you know, 3-hour-long parts, I do like 6 30-minute parts or whatever. Just so I do still have to record, or still do have time to record the public stuff, because, you know, I am needing to record at minimum 7 a week, because God forbid I need to miss a day or something, then, you know, I do end up getting a little bit behind. But I'm ahead enough to where it doesn't matter. Like, I'm recording 2 every day that I'm recording now, and if I'm recording 4 days out of 7, then that's 8, so I am still making positive progress. But that'll be definitely nice come Spirit, when I do probably need breaks and stuff, just to have those extra videos. I don't plan on exactly not recording as that is happening, but at the same time, like, it'll put less pressure on me to record 2 a day, as maybe it's 1 a day or whatever if I stream 2 days out of the week. Just kind of, they're all, like, just hypothetical numbers. None of them are truly the actual numbers. Anyway, you should have this. Ceiling time. Now, there's some strip jungle that connects. And I think I do want to tell you all of it. Yeah, I think that makes sense. So, we're going to start at the end here and just work through it, the, like, back left. This very end of strip jungle, the final pillar of the 3, it does get connected across a block above the top of the walls. And everything will be a block above the top of the walls because that's just how it works. I don't know, leave me alone. You don't have another one to worry about until you're at, like, the entrance hallway into this area. This set of pillars just at the end here does connect together. And there's the one pillar on the right side, which doesn't have a matching friend on the left. There is strip jungle here. The one on the left is not real, unfortunately, but we're going to pretend that it's real. Just like that. That's how you pretend. So there's, I think, a couple more, right? Yeah, there's a couple more at the right side here. So where this hallway branches off into like a 3-way intersection, it's almost like a T if somebody like slipped their pencil at the end there. Although, no, I guess maybe doing a T like that isn't that weird. But either way, you're taking this set here, like the beginning where you would walk to this area and just connecting across there with the strip jungle. You're also connecting where the hallway turns. Essentially, if you were to head to the right and then you're going to go immediately left, it's just like 1 over the left there. And at the far actual left of this intersection point, you're connecting the strip jungle there over where you should have it on the floor as well. It looks like that. I know that was absolutely horrendous explaining, but it should look like this regardless. There's one more pillar we should add, and it's if you take the... You have this area of the hallway where it's a little bit thicker overall. It's this one right here. There's like 8 blocks or something. Yes, actually there is 8. You'll take the strip jungle on the right, and you'll leave a gap of 2 going left, and you'll place a strip jungle pillar here coming up from the floor. The last thing we'll do in this part is fill in the ceiling with beehives. Now, these are going the same direction as the ones in this area, rather than the, I guess the lower area of the lounge. It's like this right here, so I'll take these beehives, and I see they're facing that way, so I'll fill in this way, and yeah. You just want to fill in the whole ceiling, and as we go about doing the detailing next part, we'll get the lights and all of the little things, and I'm not concerned about all of that right now. It's not important, but yeah. You don't need to be here for the rest of it, because again, we're not doing anything else, and yeah, if you want to hear me ramble, then sure, but you don't need to be here. Oopsies. Yeah, speed placing is sometimes annoying with the directional blocks, because it'll just like be like, nah. Trapdoors, though? Trapdoors are the worst. Trapdoors and fence gates might do the same. You can, like, crouch and speed place them, but they'll just, like, place extras on top of each other. It's annoying. Carpet used to do the same thing, but I think that's fixed now. But trapdoors you aren't meant to speed place anyway, because, you know, they wouldn't suspect that I'm such a gamer that I'm crouching and flying at the same time. But, yeah. Anything to actually mention here? Not a ton. I mean, I talked about the important stuff. Yeah. Hopefully Joyville will be one that happens. Not soon, but that is the next mascot horror game I'm looking into building. If you have downloaded MHH, if you're not watching this immediately upon release, sorry members, it's not out yet. It'll be probably tomorrow, I think. But yeah, what am I trying to say? I already forgot. It does have a little spot there. Just as reserved, but besides the point. Because it's a nice, like, smaller project that will also take me a bit of time. Also, by the way, I'll fill over, it's fine. If you are watching that, you don't want that end row there, but I want to mention that next part anyway, so... Because I just realized I said you don't need to watch this. Anyway, once you're done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is part whatever the frick we're on 7 of Bendy and the Ink Machine Chapter 1 complete. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Oh, I should have expected that. Yeah, that checks out. Hold on. Give me like 2 seconds. Peace.